Hello, friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis where I am journeying through my 40s and I am working so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And this is going to be a financial health check-in. Today is Thursday, and it is March the 21st. And I am actually going to be doing a fresh start on my YNAB budget. And I'm going to be sharing that process with y'all. Every once in a while, in YNAB, which is You Need a Budget, and it is the budgeting software that I use to digitally cash stuff my money. Sometimes your budget gets a little overwhelming. Maybe you've had it for years, which I have had this particular budget for years, and you just want to reassign all the money that's been assigned, which is the case that I am finding myself in. I have money that I've been putting it in places, and I just want to put all my money up at the top and reassign it into different categories. Sometimes you have big changes and you want to just start over again. For whatever reason, you may find yourself where you just want to start over. YNAB gives you the option. You literally can have an unlimited number of budgets in YNAB. And I have quite a few. I have some old archived ones. I have some test budgets set up. I have my mom has a budget on here. You can have an unlimited number. And then you could just do a fresh start, which actually saves all of your information. It saves all of your accounts. If your accounts are linked, it will actually save your balances. I don't have any linked accounts, so I will have to input my balances. That's no big deal. But if you have them linked, it will save your balances. But even if you don't have them linked, it will save your pending transactions. So I am going to be doing a fresh start. But I decided, since I was Thursday night, and on Thursday nights I close out my previous week because my weeks, I budget weekly, and my weeks go from Friday morning to Thursday night. And every Thursday I close out my previous week's budget. And I wanted to give y'all a little bit of an insight as to how I do that. I was already partially through that. And the first thing I do is I go in here and I make sure I go through all of my accounts. This is my online banking for my Venmo, and I make sure I've entered all of the transactions throughout the week. I try to do it as I'm spending them, but I did have a transaction from this morning that I hadn't entered yet, so I went in here and I was entering it, and then I cover any overspending that I had not already covered, and I make sure everything is in here correctly, and that is my first step. So I've already done that, and then as I was doing that, I was like, I'm going to be recording here in just a moment to do my first start. Why don't I try to record at least part of my weekly closeout so that I can show people how I do it? So I do compare, because I keep track of it in my Budget by Paycheck book by the Budget Mom. I do try to keep track of what I have planned, and then I close it out in here, and then I compare what I've actually put in here to what I have budgeted, and I make sure that what I am rolling over matches what is in here. This 116.25 is my YouTube paycheck. Thank y'all so much for that. I'm not going to be counting that until next week's budget, which technically I normally would film on Friday morning. I'm going to film it this evening. So that's in there as ready to assign. I'm not counting that as part of this week's budget, so that's why that's sitting up top. I'm not going to count that money. So I'm going to start doing this in just a moment, but I wanted to come on here, introduce this video, and tell y'all what's going on for just this beginning part. I'm going to shrink myself up into the corner so you can see my budget that's behind me, and we'll go ahead and get started. I actually also have my dinner in the air fryer, so that's going to go off in a second. So sorry if you see me eating my dinner while I am doing this, but I wasn't actually planning to start recording this yet. I was going to try to close out my budget and then start recording, so sorry for that. I might actually speed through some of this, but I wanted to come on and give y'all an idea of how I do this. As I close these out, I'm going to get onto the apps and pay the cards, because I do try to keep my cards all at a zero balance. So I'm going to get on and pay off the cards. One of the overspending that I pay at the end of the month is I get onto Splitwise, which is the app that Nathan and I use to determine how much we owe. So this is how we keep track. So Nathan is my landlord slash best friend, and he owns the house that I live in, and I rent a room from him. So he puts in, we have different categories. So he has done a lot of car maintenance on my car for me. So he has kept track of what he has paid for my car. I have booked the Verbo for the trip that we are taking up to see his son graduate in June. So I owe him some money for what he has done on my car. He owes me some money for the trip. We have both agreed, I don't care. He doesn't care when I pay him back for this. I don't care when he pays me back for this. So neither of us are concerned about that. What I owe him right now is for home, which is where we keep track of what I pay for the monthly bills. I pay the utility bill and I pay the internet bill, and then he pays the mortgage and he pays the phone bill and he pays the electricity bill. He pays all those bills. So this is the total that I owe him once he's put in the bills that he pays and I put in the bills that I pay. And then I did some grocery shopping this last week, and this is what he owes of what I spent. So a lot of what I got at Costco was just for me, and a lot of what I got at HEB was just for me because I have celiac. So a lot of the purchases that I make are special for my dietary restrictions, and he doesn't pay me back for those. And then I also bought some like quick breakfast things that he doesn't pay me back for. So not everything that I buy is split 50-50. Some of it's just for me. So I put it in here, and this is what he actually owes me. So I take this whole total, and this is what I am going to end up owing him for rent for the next week. So I'm going to be paying out of next week's budget. This is how I determine overall this is what I owe him, but that's not what I'm going to be paying him this week. It'll be this. So it's a total of $542.82. And that's how I come up with what I owe him for rent. So this is what I had in my reimbursable. I'm going to go ahead and fund my reimbursable because I'm going to take it off of what I pay in rent. So I just realized I did all of that and y'all couldn't see it. And that's because I didn't put my vacancy sticker because I wasn't planning on starting recording. Anyway, trust me, there were numbers there. You can kind of see them here because it's really small. Anyway, I'm going to shrink myself. I'm going to get up in the corner. We're going to get this started. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm tiny. And just quickly, so I can show you what I was trying to show you when I was in the way, this is what my splitwise looks like. So you can see here what is owed here. So this is what I owe Nathan total for home, which is the category that is what I owe him for rent total, what I've paid versus what he's paid. This is the grocery shopping that I have done throughout the week, and like it's the last couple of weeks that I've gone to HEB and Costco. So this, and then this is the travel category where I have paid for the Verbo, and this is the car maintenance category where he has paid for some car maintenance that he has paid for, different things for my car. So what I owe him versus what he owes me total is I would owe him $423.60. But I'm not worried about him paying me back for the Verbo right now. He's not worried about me paying him back for the car maintenance right now. So I'm just going to take this $616.68, subtract the 57.75 and the 16.11. So I'm actually just going to pay him right now the 542.82 this week for rent. Well, next week, the budget for Friday. So that's when I put that budget in, that's how I get that number, if you're wondering how I keep track of that. So what I do after I've covered all of my overspending, so I came in here and I covered my sorry, my brain just stopped working. It's been a long day. It's 6:30. It's been a long day at work. I woke up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym this morning because it's Thursday. I meant to film this video last night, but last night got away from me. I meant to do this after I did my weigh-in video, and by the time I got that video edited and uploaded and dinner was done, I was just done for the day, so that did not happen. Anyway, I filled my reimbursable expenses. I covered that, so I don't have to do that anymore. So now what I am going to do, and I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, I'll speed this up, but I'm going to go through each of these little where I fill everything and just make sure that I didn't add anything else. So I'm just going to click this, and every week, if you watch my budget with me, you'll know I add $40 to dining out. I'm just going to make sure that I didn't add anything additional besides the $40 to dining out. So I didn't. So then I'm going to go into my Budget Mom book and I'm just going to write in my actual that I added $40. So that's what I do for each of these categories just to make sure. And then I'm going to add up my actual here for my income. I get my cash back from my credit cards. I think that might be too high. I'm sorry. I get my cash back from my credit card. So I got cash back from my Venmo and from my PayPal MasterCard this week. I'm going to add all of this together. Then I'm going to subtract all of my actuals, and what I have left over should ideally equal what I have in my next week category. If it's just a couple of cents or even $1 or so off, I'm going to just call it even, call it good, and then I will move that up to my ready to assign, and that's how I'll know what I have ready to be budgeted for next week. So, let's just do the first couple together, and then I'll probably just stop and come back when I'm done so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. So I'm just going to check dining out. I didn't move anything other than that 40. Groceries, don't, I did. I added an additional 35.54. So this is why I check it. So I added my 100 and then I went over budget by $35.54. So I'm going to write 135.54. Fun money, I think I just added my 10. Yeah, just $10 this week. Ecclesial expenses, I think, was just the 60. So yeah, I put my 80 in. I didn't go out for lunch afterwards because it was Troy Patrick's Day on Sunday, so I pulled that 20 back out. I moved it back down to ready to my next week. So this is what when I say every week when I put the 80 in, 60 of it's for the actual donation, the 20 is for the meal out afterwards. If I don't use it, I just put it back into my actual budget so that I can reuse it next week if I need to. It doesn't go for another meal out if I don't use it. So that's what I mean for that. And this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my categories. This is how I close out my budget every week. So if when I say I close out my budget, you're wondering what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. After I'm done with this, I'm going to go into each of my cards. I'm going to make sure that what I have as my available for payment matches what is actually due. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to make all the payments on my cards and pay them all to zero unless I have anything pending. If anything is pending, obviously I can't make that payment, but I'm going to pay them all and then we'll come back and we'll get started on the fresh start. So I will be right back. Sorry, something I didn't say real quick is if I move it from another category into this category, so if I wham it, which is whack-a-mole, it's just YNAB speak. So like for gas, I went over by only 69 cents, so I didn't move it from my next week. I didn't cover it from the ready to be budgeted, ready to assign. I moved it from my stuff I forgot to budget for. I do not count that as covering it as having budgeted that. It's just moved from another category. So that doesn't come out of my money that was like my not budgeted money. That's from another category. I don't count that as other money that's like out of my unbudgeted money. So that I don't count. I hope that makes sense. I may leave this out. We'll see. I don't want to confuse people. But like this 69 cents, I'm not going to include. I'm going to only say I budgeted $25 for gas because the 69 cents was already budgeted at the beginning of the month and stuff I forgot to budget for. So if I count that for this, I will have counted this 69 cents twice in this month's budget. And I've already accounted for it. I really hope that makes sense. Let me know if that did make sense, but I hope it does. Okay, bye again. Hey friends, I moved me. I'm down in the corner. I'm down here. Um, because I just started to do this and I realized that when I went to click on the drop down to do the fresh start, I was in the way. So, okay, I have reconciled everything. I have paid all of my cards. We are ready to go. The reason I wanted to close out this budget, even though I'm not going to be using this budget, I wanted to make sure all my numbers were accurate. And because this isn't going to be pulling in all of my numbers from my accounts, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you all how I do a fresh start, and then I'll kind of start the process of pulling in my numbers. So this will be very similar to creating a new budget if you're new to YNAB, and if this is a new app to you and you're interested in trying it out. I know Mint is shutting down this weekend and a lot of people are coming over looking for new budgeting apps. So welcome if you are new. There is a link in my description box if you want to try this out for free for 34 days. 34 days for free, no obligation. You don't put any credit card information in. They cannot charge you if you forget to cancel it. You just stop signing in and it goes away. If you do like it at the end of the 34-day trial and you sign up for it, you will get an additional 30 days if you've used my link or anybody else's link. And so that's 64 days for free for you. And then as a thank you, they send me 30 days for free as well. So you get 64 days, I get 30 days for free. And hopefully everybody has a very good budget that works very well for their lives. So that link will be in my description. It's actually, spoiler alert, in the description of every single one of my videos, even my health journeys. Because I love YNAB so much. But I am going to do a fresh start, click here. I'm going to click the button that says make a fresh start. This will carry all of my accounts over. It will not carry my balances because, again, I don't link any of my accounts. If your accounts are linked, it will carry your balances. So that's just a personal choice. I started off that way because YNAB recommends when you are just starting and getting used to this that you manually enter all of your transactions to get in the habit of going in and checking your accounts every day. And then I just liked that and I continue to do it. Also, my checking account does not allow me to link my account because it's a very small local credit union. So it doesn't support linking. And so I just didn't link it. And since that's not linked, I didn't link anything. And I like doing it manually. But that's just my personal choice. I'm going to label this my new budget. I'm going to go in and change it later once this becomes archived to Becky's budget, but for right now, I'm going to label it my new budget. And this tells you what it will transfer. It will transfer your accounts, including your linked accounts, balances for linked accounts, today's transactions for your linked accounts, all your scheduled transactions. So even if they're not linked, all your scheduled transactions will go. And then your budget categories and all of your targets. So you don't have to reset up all of your targets because that could take a while if you have as many categories as I have. Some people have more, some people have fewer. I have a lot of categories. So it will not transfer your age of money, your days of buffering. It will not transfer any of that. It will not transfer any of your reports, all of that history that you have. It will not transfer that, which is one of the reasons that I am hesitant about doing a fresh start, but I think it's time. The only other thing I could do is just unassign all of my money and start over again, but I don't want to do that. I just want to do a fresh start. I guess I could unassign. Now that I'm thinking about it. Nope, I'm doing a fresh start. We're doing it. We're just doing a fresh start. I honestly had not considered unassigning all of my money until just this very now. But I already said I was going to do a fresh start, and I already told y'all I was going to do a fresh start, and I'm already in the middle of making this video. So we're doing a fresh start. But maybe if you don't want to do a fresh start, you could just unassign all of your available balances. Maybe that's an option. Let me know if you've done that before. Is that a thing? Because I never even thought of that until just now. But we're doing a fresh start. So I'm labeling this my new budget, hitting continue, and it's doing its thing. And here we are. So you see all of my accounts are still here. They are all still in the same order. They just all have $0, which is very nice to see on my Mattress Firm. It's not so nice to see on my checking account. So I am going to take a moment. I have it pulled up on my computer right here, my work computer, my old budget, so I can see what it was. I'm going to enter all of these balances. What that will do is put all of my available money up here to be assigned, and then we will come back and I will decide where I want to put it. We'll go through it all together. how I'm going to decide where I want to put everything. Some of the things will be exactly the same, some of the things will be slightly different, and the difference is the whole point of doing this. So I will be back again. Hold on one moment. Okay, friends, I am back. And as you can see, I have all of my money up here at the top ready to be assigned. So the total money that I have is $4,671.64. Not a lot of monies, but this is what I have. So I am going to budget this money now. The first thing that I need to do, I need to make sure that the money that is in my HSA account goes to only my HSA category, because that money can only be used for HSA funds, like HSA approved things. This is my health savings account. It is on my health savings account card. I can only use it for medically approved things. I can use it for like doctor's appointments and prescriptions and contacts and dentists and things like that. But I can't use it just to like go grocery shopping or to go buy clothes or something. So I have to make sure that that money that is on my HSA card goes into my HSA category. So that is $258.92. So I am going to go first thing and make sure that that category gets funded with that amount of money. I want to make sure that that happens so I don't accidentally assign that money somewhere else when I'm not paying attention. That is here in my healthcare category. So I'm going to fund that with $258.92. And that way I know that is gone. I don't have to worry about that. The other thing that I want to make sure I do is I know that $1,102.09 is not in my bank where I can actually access it. It is in my high yield savings account. So I know that that money is money that I can't use on a regular basis. It's mine. I could pull it out easily, but it would take a couple of days for it to get to me. So I want to make sure that at least that amount of money is in a category that is a savings category. Fortunately, I have quite a few savings categories, so I'm not really worried about that. But I'm going to put at least $1,000 into my emergency fund. We may come back to this. I haven't decided what all is going where, but at least $1,000 is going into my emergency fund. We may come back for more. And then I'm going to look at what Baby Jet and Baby Joe were at. That mouse won't work over there, Becky. I'm going to pull up YNAB on my phone from my previous. Because that one's, I found out when I was trying to do this, is really far away. I can't see very well. So baby, I'm going to keep their savings at what they were at. So that is $72 for Baby Joe is where he was previously, and $19 for Baby Jet is where he was previously. I'm also going to keep my taxes where they were because I don't want to mess with that. So this right here is $1,191. That is more than I have in my Ally savings account and my savings, my total savings. That's more than I can't access. So this savings in my checking account, like my checking savings account, they only hold $75 of it. Sorry, they only hold $25 of this, and the rest of it I can access. And then my Ally is $1,102.09. So altogether, what I have in my Notachi is less than what I physically could not access right now if I needed to. So I know the money that I do not have immediate access to, my HSA and the money in my HSA, I'm sorry, the money in my high yield savings and the money in my savings account in my local bank. I know that money is accounted for in a savings category or in a category that I know that I will not be tempted to touch right now. So that being said, that leaves me $3,221.72 to fill the rest of my categories with. Ideally, what I would like to do is go back to February and get my, let me see if this, I've never really done this. So YNAB, I know I am so ahead, so ahead of where I need to be. Why does this not have a YNAB target? Does it, But my targets didn't exist until this month, so I can't go back. That's not going to work. Let me teach you how to do things by learning how to do them myself. Okay, so YNAB is not due for me until May. So technically, I only have to fund $7. But that's not what I had underfunded. Do I want to get to, ooh, it's thundering here. Do I want to get to where I was, or do I want to leave me extra money? Let's get to where I was for everything else, and then we'll worry about YNAB, because I was very ahead on YNAB, like very, very ahead. Up there go my dogs. They're scared of thunder. They're going back to Nathan. So for my annual fees, so I'm going to go to my once a year subscriptions that have a subscription date that is due. So my Mission Lane, this is the credit card that has an annual fee due in January. I don't like it that it's telling me it's only got $5.37 due. Because that would be true. Is that true? If I don't fund anything, I don't like to question why now, but I don't think that's right. I'm going to go ahead and fill it to what I had already. I had $9.84 in there, and I think that's what I need to put in there. Planet Fitness had $15.84 in there. Power Suite had $47.94 in there. I'm going to go ahead and put YNAB back to what I had it at, $84.42. Costco is $31.70. That's not a 7. Registration, this is my vehicle registration, $41.69. Find Me Gluten-Free, $9.20. So those are my annual subscriptions for apps or for memberships or for fees or for things that I renew annually that have a date that is due. So I'm going to fill those because the next month they should go to what is actually due. Let me check the actual. So yeah, so now $4.92 a month, which I think is what I have been funding them, right? $4.92 for Mission Lane. Yeah, $4.92 is what I've been funding it. So I guess maybe that was right. I don't know. Maybe that was right. Y'all, I don't know. I question everything. Okay. The other ones, my car maintenance, my clothes, my passport renewal, those are all just, I don't really have a date for them. They're just kind of, I'll fill them. So we'll see what I have left after this is what I meant to do. After I fill what I want to. I know that my American Express card, I finally got a bill. It's actually due on the 26th is when it's going to auto draft, which is Tuesday. So that's technically a bill I'm going to have to pay out of this coming week. So it's going to be $40 minimum payment to pay this card balance off by the time the interest free ends. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule the minimum payment, which is $40. It says $42.90. You know what? It's gonna auto draft $40. So I'm just gonna put $40 in here because that's all it's gonna take. So that's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna snooze this balance, snooze this target. Do I have anything else picked? Why won't it let me snooze it? I don't know if it'll let me snooze it because it, I don't have the option to snooze. I'm not super familiar with snoozing yet. Has anybody else tried to snooze a credit card balance? Has anybody else tried to snooze a credit card? Like, I don't see the option here. Am I just overlooking it? Like, this is just my goal that I set. Maybe I should set the goal to. No, I definitely want to leave this to pay it off by March because it's due in May. May of 2024. Maybe I should just update this to be May. And then it'll make it $40. No, I have it for April. Maybe I should make it May. I'm so confused. I shouldn't be confused. I'm telling y'all, my brain hurts. I should really do this tomorrow. But I don't want to. I want to be able to sleep in tomorrow. Okay. Now it's telling me it's fully funded because it's not actually due till May. So if I tell it I want to pay it off by May, it's telling me it's good. And it agrees with what American Express is telling me. Okay, so $40 is for American Express. I know that's due. So now I have my credit card payments. This already came out this month, so I'm going to snooze this target. It's not letting me snooze targets. Why is it not letting me snooze targets? Oh, today is the 21st. It already came out today. It already came out. Am I in April? Oh my goodness, y'all, I'm in April. Why didn't y'all say something? I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I need a nap. Okay, here we are in March. Let's go back and do. I can't snooze the targets because I'm in the wrong month. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to update this American Express goal in the month of March because if you update your target in the next month, it still works. It just won't take effect until the next month. So I'm going to update this to pay off in May of 2025, which is when my zero balance, my zero interest ends. And it's going to ask me for $37. I still want to pay $40. That is the minimum payment that is due. I'm paying $40. It'll come out on the 26th. Mattress Firm, like I said, already cleared. It already came out today, so I don't want to pay this again. And I want to snooze this target. It's still not letting me snooze. Do I have more than one thing checked? It is legitimately not letting me snooze this target. I don't know why it's not letting me snooze. I don't want to fund this again. I've already paid this bill, so I can't snooze it, and I don't know why. Um, for whatever reason, I can't snooze that target, but I've already paid that bill today, so I don't want to pay it again. We're gonna skip that one. Everything else that is yellow, Venmo, PayPal, MasterCard, HEB, and Best Buy. No, not Best Buy. Actually, yes, Best Buy, because it is my goal to pay off Best Buy by the end of this month. If you look at my plan for this month, Best Buy is getting paid off this month. So I am clicking all of those. All of these cards will be paid off. I'm going to click this underfunded button and fill all of those. So if you remember from what we were just looking at in my previous budget that I just archived, these were already filled because I covered all of my overspending and they were already covered. So they weren't really underfunded. It just didn't carry my transactions over because my accounts weren't linked. And then Best Buy was my zero interest card that I had put gifts on at Christmas time that I've been paying off. I really wanted to pay that off last month. I didn't. I used the money that I had budgeted to do that to pay off the Verbo that I have booked for my June vacation. So this month I am paying that card off. So that is part of the reason we are doing this fresh start. The other part was that I was planning to move into the office. I was planning to, this was going to be different. I was going to move into one of the bedrooms and set up an office. After talking to Nathan this weekend, he decided he's going to take over that room and he is going to make that his office. One of the reasons that I had been working on my budget so much is I was going to be purchasing a desk. I was going to be paying him some extra rent to cover two rooms instead of just one room in this house. I was going to be purchasing a couple of things to work to redecorate that office, that room, and make it into an office. It's currently a bedroom. This desk was too big for that area, so I was going to buy a new desk, a smaller desk, and then try to sell this one. But he's already taking over that office, that room. So there are a whole lot of personal reasons behind moving into that room, making that room an office that I will not go into because they are not my personal reasons. They are not really my reasons, but um, it's part of what's been on my mind, part of what's been stressing me out. But um, that was going to be a huge, huge impact to my budget. It's part of why I spent so long revamping my whole budget. And now I have revamped my whole budget because now I'm not going to be adding all of that stuff to my budget. There will still be some changes to my budget going forward. For example, I need to add that I just now remembered the Amazon Prime. I am going to be helping Nathan pay for Amazon Prime. I used to help him pay for it, then he did not want me to. For the last like 5 or 6 years, he hasn't wanted me to help him pay for it because he's awesome and he knew I was trying to get myself out of debt. But now, because he is going to be having some added expenses, I have really wanted to help him pay for that Prime. So I am going to add Amazon Prime. He paid it today, I think. So I'm going to add it to my once a year. I'm glad I said something because I almost forgot. That was one of the things. Why won't this go down? Okay. Need to add Amazon Prime, and it's in, what month are we in? March. So that's going to be here. I'm going to add Prime. I'm going to look for a, here, look. I already did it. Maybe I'll add Amazon Prime. Okay. And it's going to be $75. I think $75.25 is what we said, and it's going to be due on March 21st. So I'm going to go ahead and fully fund that right now. And then starting next month, I'll start saving for that. And I did include that in my budget going forward. So I will send this to him when I send rent as well. Okay, so that is one of the things I needed to fund today, and I almost forgot about it. So anyway, this is just one of the things I wanted to add to my budget going forward. I did had some changes. Okay, so all of my cards are filled, all of my annual fees are filled. I need to look at what bills I have to pay this next week. So let's just pretend this is my weekly budget and we're going to do that. So I'm going to give myself $40 for dining out. I'm going to give myself $100 for groceries. What did I have in fun money? Because I need to give myself a little bit extra. I am going to the Renaissance Fair this weekend. I had $14.35. I give myself 10, so that's only $24. I think the tickets are 30. I'm gonna give myself $50 for fun money. I'm gonna give myself $80 for occasional expenses and $25 for coffee. No gas. Self-care had $105.78. Not going to take anything out of self-care because I got something from the massage place that I used to go to that I have not been to in over a year because I have not treated myself to a massage, saying that they miss me and offering me a very, very discounted massage. Like it's almost half price. So I just have to do it by the end of the month. This will more than cover it, even with the tip, which this wouldn't even normally cover just the massage I get. So I'm very excited. So I think I'm going to go treat myself to a massage. So I do not want to take any money out of here. Pet expenses, I just bought my cat food, which put me a little bit over, so I don't have anything left in pet expenses. Household, I'm basically out. I have like $6 left. I'm not going to put anything. Oh, my computer just turned off. I'm not going to put anything in there. YouTube expenses have like $2 left in there. I actually am going to put that in there because I'm going to put $2.50. I need some pens. My black pen is dying. And I need to buy some new pens. Holiday giving has $255 in there. I am definitely going to put that in there because I need to keep that up. This is for my Christmas fund. And as I was talking, I commented on Shay and Kaylee's video last week, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, They have a channel called Just Finance. You should check them out if you like YNAB videos. They are doing so, so well, y'all. They just got themselves fully funded for the rest of March. Like, they didn't expect it. They kind of caught themselves off guard. It was adorable to watch. You should check out their videos if you like YNAB. And anyway, they were thinking about starting a Christmas fund and trying to start Christmas shopping early. And I was telling them, I love it. I love doing it early. The only thing is, you just got to watch out, because if you're anything like me, I'll buy something for somebody in like June, and then come October, November, I'll forget that I bought something for that person in June, and I'll buy them something else. And then when I start wrapping gifts, I'll be like, oh shoot, I have 3 things for this person. I forgot. But otherwise, I love it, because when you're out at the rent fair and you see something awesome for somebody, and you'll be like, oh, this person would absolutely love this handcrafted special thing that I'm not going to find again. And rent fair is only once a year around here. It's amazing to find that and buy it and have the money available to spend when you see it, and you can just pick it up and know that somebody's going to love it. Just remember that you bought it for them. Anyway, so I definitely want to have that money available so I can pick up some gifts if I see them this weekend. My OneDrive, I'm going to put my $4. I have $4.04. I'm just going to put $4 in there. That is going to be available in case I find, in case I go over on my printing, because I do need to print out my Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck for next month. It is that time already. And y'all, I ordered Jennifer Bleacher's stickers, and somehow, just spoiler alert, look at how cute these are. Ugh, these are my April stickers. But somehow when I was ordering, I do this to myself all the time. The names of her stickers confuse me, like the names of the titles. And you'd think after 2 years of ordering them, I would know what I was doing. But I ordered the expense tracker, and I only ordered the add-on and not the whole thing. So I only have 2 expense trackers and not 4. So when I order April, when I order May, I'm going to have to order 2 more expense trackers. So I don't have enough. Anyway, I'm going to snooze all these targets. Can I do them all at once? No, I cannot. Cannot do more than 1 snooze at a time. Yay, snooze exists! Because I don't want it to yell at me and ask me for more money. I've already paid these bills because it's toward the end of the month. Maybe I should just not worry about it. It is almost April, y'all. I'm sorry I'm so laggy. It is 7. It's almost 8 o'clock, and Becky's bedtime is 9, like 9:15, 9:30. I'm so tired, and I woke up so early this morning. Okay, Planet Fitness, I already paid. Internet, my internet is due. My internet is $59.31 this month because I got a discount. It's going to be a little bit more going forward, but because I paid so much last month and then they applied the discount credit, it's going to be like $65 plus taxes. It'll probably be about $70, $75 going forward. But for this month, it is $59.31. Huzzah! And then I'm going to snooze because I don't want it to ask me for more money. My debt consolidation loan is $167 minimum payment, and then I am making $133 extra debt payment every month because I am determined to pay this bill off, this debt consolidation off by the end of the year. So I'm making a $300 minimum payment. So I am just going to fund this to $300. $300 goes there. I am filling all of this to the 28th. I get paid again. This is a 3 paycheck month for me, but I'm going to pay rent out of this check. So I technically get paid again. Oh, I can't even see my calendar because my chair's in the way. I get paid again on the 29th. So I technically don't have to pay any of the bills due for the first, but I am going to pay rent out of this check, out of this, like this week, just to take some of the burden off because there's a lot of stuff due on the first, and I have to fill all of my sinking funds for the beginning of the month. So I am going to pay rent. Cinemark is my movie subscription. That is due. I'm going to fill that one, $6.48. My utility bill I have already set up to come out is going to be $98.56. And you can see that here in the gray. These are the transactions because I have YouTube. No, I do have YouTube, but I have Toolkit. And that is, I have it set up to where you can see the transactions that are going to come out. Seth's car payment is due on the 27th. Again, this is a refinanced an auto loan through my bank, and we got the payments were only $55 less than what I was paying, but the interest was like half the interest of what I was paying. So it was amazing. So the minimum payment is $269.85, but we pay $325.27 every month. So I'm just going to fill that to what it is. Oh, I forgot to snooze water because it's going to ask me. I set my target for 120 for water because I just want to make sure that I budget enough money to cover it every month. Okay. And then rent, like I said at the beginning, I know exactly what I owe him because I went into Splitwise. So I am going to budget, I'm going to fill this 542.82. And that is what I will send him for rent. And again, I will snooze this so it doesn't ask me for any more money because I always try to budget $600 just because I'm not exactly sure. My rent is $500, but because he pays some bills, I pay some bills. Sometimes I owe him more and sometimes I owe him less, so I always just put more in there. Mom's utilities. So this is where I am doing a sinking fund to pay my mom's propane. I had a little bit of a scare yesterday because, or 2 days ago, because my mom called me and said she saw the propane tank leaving. And I was like, there is no way your propane tank is empty enough to need propane again. So I've been watching the card, like the app, and they haven't had anything pending on there. And then my nephew was there. My nephew goes every Wednesday and stays with my mom. And he went out yesterday to check the gauge to see how much was there. And they put that little gauge on there so they can monitor it from the office. If you've been watching for a while, you may remember that I was talking about when they went out last time. And they said they could put a monitor on it. They had gone out to put the monitor on it. And that's why they were out there. So I was like, I am not ready to pay another $500 for propane right now. They were just out there, but it's okay. They didn't give her more gas, so it's okay. So let me see where hers is. She's at 169.18. I'm gonna put 170 in here. We'll just put 175. So that's where we are. Whew, we have $366 left. Okay. Okay. We need to put, because I got my YouTube check and I forgot to put another $29 into taxes. I need to do that. Oh, and I moved taxes down to no touchy, which is where it should be. So I want to put $29 into taxes for today's YouTube check. And then I think that covers everything that I needed really, really to cover. I'm just going to do a quick scan. And please, y'all, if you see something that I missed, please leave me a comment and let me know what I am missing. Gifts, I'm going to snooze that. I have already spent my gifts for the month. I'm not going to put anything else in there. Same with gifts, stuff I forgot to budget for. I've already spent that category for the month. Gas, I spent. Coffee, this is the last. So I'm going to snooze these because it's going to ask me for more, but I'm in the last week. Excuse me, I'm in the last, oh, I can't do more than one. Okay, YNAB, I love the snooze, but I want to be able to snooze more than one at a time because that would be fantastic. I'm in the last week of the month and I've already like budgeted and spent most of my money for the month. So I don't want this to ask me for more money. Snoozing this month will not cause it to snooze next month. So when I go into next month, it will still ask me for the money again. Okay. Coffee, gas, I already, oh my goodness, y'all, I was so close on my gas. I used to budget $50 every paycheck for gas, and I realized that that was way too much because I just don't drive. I work from home. I don't drive very often. And so I was pulling this money constantly to cover overspending in other categories. And I was like, I need to up my budgeting in some other categories and lower my budgeting in gas. So I lowered it to $25 every 2 weeks instead of $50 every 2 weeks. And I have spent exactly $25 the last 2 weeks. This past week, I think I spent $25 and like 69 cents. Yeah, $25.69. And last week it was $25 exactly. Like I like did the whole like top it off thing to get to $25. Like I was like, this is pretty exact. Though gas is 3.11 right now by me. I don't know. I hope it goes back down before I need gas again, because otherwise it will be more than that. But anyway, pet expenses, like I said, I did use all of that plus some. I went a little bit over tonight and took it out of my to my stuff I forgot to budget for. Okay, so household, I did say I had a little bit left. We were going to see what I had. Household, I have $6.73. We will go ahead and put that in there because next month I might go over. Some months for household I go over. I know I still need laundry detergent, not laundry detergent, fabric softener and dryer sheets and stuff. So we'll go ahead and put that back in there. And then YouTube expenses. I thought I did put this in here. Oh, I put it in budgeting. That was habit. That was habit. Budgeting is my old category where I used to budget for it. Now it's called YouTube expenses. I don't know what I just did. Oh, okay. Becky, why can't you use a mouse? Okay. This should not have. Okay. All right, y'all. So now I have $331.24. I am going to go to my car maintenance category. Which I will find. I had $71. Let's go to passport renewal because this I've been working on for years. I want to put this in here. It's $47.79. Clothes, I do need clothes. I like really, really, really need clothes. Like really. And I owe Nathan money for my car. Like not for my car, but for my car repair. I owe him money for that. So we're gonna put $100 in my car maintenance and $100 in my clothes. Also, we're zeroing out the budget today because it's the end of the month. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm going to put this $83.45 into my emergency fund. I would love to have put more back in there, but the whole point of doing this reset was to get money into categories where I really need it. And I really need money in clothes. Like, I really need clothes. My clothes don't fit me. And it's coming up on summer, and I just don't have anything like that fits me. Like, this shirt is way too big. I have 2 pair of pants that fit me. I need clothes. Um, I need to pay Nathan back for my car maintenance, and I still have to get an alignment, and I have a couple of things I need to get done. My car has over 100,000 miles on it. I need to get some stuff done. So I really needed to do this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was useful. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope everything I said makes sense. I know this was a little bit longer than a normal budget with me, but I did do a fresh start. And I really, really hope that y'all are having a great day and you have a great weekend plan. Let me know what you are doing. And please, please, if you see something that I missed, let me know what that was. Don't forget to check out my link if you are interested in trying out YNAB, if this looks like something that would be useful to you. And give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, that's it. It is 8 o'clock. I think this old lady's gonna go to bed. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.